It's made of three. Charlie, Moses, Simon G. Welcome to the HCP.
Welcome back to the Hinkson Christian Podcast.
Season 2, boys.
2020. That's right.
Oh, yeah. We're starting it off correctly.
So, yeah, this is the beginning of Season 2. Today we have two very special guests.
Dual guests.
Miss Park and Miss Richmond.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is how you started off. Okay. So, the break's almost over, right? Theoretically, we did things over the break, right? Theoretically?
Theoretically.
Yeah.
What did you do over your break, Miss Park?
Rest and sleep.
That's...
Go ice skating.
You went ice skating?
Yeah.
Okay.
With Mrs. Jones and PA Nikki. And,
Oh, wait, what?
Oh, I think I've seen like some Instagram photos, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, everyone's Instagram was blowing up with
Devin.
their brilliant plans, especially on New Year's.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just at home doing nothing.
Dude, I was at home.
That's what I
did. Exactly. We're not doing nothing, right? You're obtaining energy that's necessary for the rest of the school.
Recharging your battery for semester 2.
Yes,
Yeah.
semester 2, everyone's favorite semester.
Yeah. There's only 2 semesters.
I know.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I thought there were like 5.
Goodness, God.
Okay, so what did you guys do?
What did I do? I literally ruined my sleep schedule, as everyone does. I hope if you didn't ruin your sleep schedule, did you really go on a break? Like
Exactly.
I know.
That's like the most defining
Come
part.
on, you have to go to bed at 3 a.m. and wake up at like 11.
Yeah.
Like everyone else. Okay.
Yeah.
I also got really bored and then hung out with my friends and then didn't get bored with my friends. Then came back home and then got bored again. What did you, Moses?
It's like your last resort. Like, I was bored, so I had to go find friends.
No. I was bored until the
The
boys.
second option.
Until the boys were like, "Yo, let's hang out," and then like, okay, and then I did that, and then I came back home like, "Oh, now I'm bored again." Great.
Yeah.
Well, you also wrote the script for Bill and
I also wrote the script.
Yeah.
There was like, when you shrinked it down, it was like 32 pages.
Yeah, about 30
Wow,
pages.
that's a lot.
And I wrote it in like a night because I procrastinated.
So, yeah, some Bella Notte practices.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. You better come down and
Yes.
take. Viewers, if it's gonna be a really good play, you should come. In like what, March?
In March.
March something.
Actually, it's going to be in April this time.
April something.
Yeah.
April. On April 1st.
April 1st.
Yeah.
When you come,
It's
there's
a
gonna,
joke.
there's gonna be no Galante at all. That's the whole joke.
Yes.
All right,
It's going to be great.
it's gonna be awesome.
I'm
Okay.
excited.
What did you do for your break, Moses?
I
Besides die?
slept a lot, like a lot.
You still do that.
I still do that. Even in the first semester, I slept a lot because I only had 1 class. And now I'm gonna have like official classes starting
going
from
to
the
school
second
mode. Real
semester. It's gonna be real now.
In
you
my
imagine-
class, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in your class. So I'm sorry, Miss Park.
Imagine
Bye.
Moses going to school.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
yeah, that's just not right. And during the break, as Simon said, I would hang out a lot, and actually a lot happened during the break. Like, in my opinion, like a lot of events happened that we don't actually talk about a lot, but like it just happened. Yeah.
What?
Okay, it does sound ominous, but we don't talk about them because they're just either too fun. I don't know.
What?
What do you?
It's too
I want people to be
interesting.
jealous of you.
Yeah. Too interesting. If we were gonna have a Patreon account, then we're gonna make people pay us to like tell us.
So, pay us on Patreon, and then you can hear all the juicy facts.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah, that's what I did in the break.
Okay. Things
play
that-
games.
Things that you can't tell us.
Yeah, things
Okay.
like that.
That's not weird at all, but...
He just slept for like 12 hours and woke up and like, oh wow, I'm awake now. Let's go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Let's go for another 12
Yeah.
hours. That's what this does.
I woke up at 2 o'clock one day. I was like, it's going to be dinner soon. Like, what is happening?
Hello.
Oh, my.
All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and get into comment time.
Comment time.
We've got 3 comments today. So first one from Andrew Guzev. What is your favorite Christmas present?
Oh snap! We all got
Wow.
Christmas presents, but we got our favorite one. Okay, well let's start with the guess. What's your favorite Christmas present, Miss Park?
I like handmade stuff.
Oh,
They're special.
that is actually special.
Like handmade candles or just...
Yeah. Handmade candle. Wait, hold on. Handmade candles?
Or like Christmas decorations. Handmade. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how you can hand make a candle.
You make them versus a store-bought one.
Oh, right, I know.
Or
But like, you take a ball of wax and you just like mold it into a cylinder.
I used to make candles.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I love that.
They have different like scents, like different scented candles and...
That makes sense.
Somebody to say it. Somebody has to say it. We're over it. We're over it. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
show's over. Goodbye.
I
Bye,
had
Mars.
to make elders nonsense.
Wow.
Oh.
Charlie's a huge candle nerd, so he'd appreciate it.
Miss Richmond, what is your favorite Christmas present?
I don't know. Things that people like, they see it and they said, Miss Richmond, versus, oh, I need to buy her something. What do I
Oh.
Yeah.
They see like Breath of the Wild, Miss Richmond.
Yeah.
do? Also the system that goes along with it.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Moses, your turn.
Everyone's just looking at me. Well, my best Christmas was the friends that I made through my adventures. You see, you gotta think positively.
Okay.
Not that I didn't get any Christmas presents or something. I'm just, I got chocolates. So
Okay.
I enjoy my chocolates. I just honestly enjoyed the sleep. Just that was my Christmas present. Just sleeping in my bed with my favorite blanket. Like I have two blankets, one under where I sleep and one over.
He's got a whole size to sleep in.
It's really warm. And after a cold like breeze outside, you just come home. You lay down on your bed with blanket and you can sleep for days.
Eternity days.
Eternity. Yeah, eternity. Forever.
Isn't that just dying?
I sugarcoat it.
And go home and die.
Yeah.
What?
Sleeping Beauty would have been asleep for eternity, but
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Moses is Asian man sleeping beauty.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look how beautiful he is. Anyway,
Thank you.
my best Christmas. I'm a simple man, dude. I just want video games.
Really.
Like I just want more Switch games, okay? Because I have a Switch and I need more games for them. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
My favorite gifts are like the unexpected ones. Like especially when I'm just hanging out with somebody and they're like, "Oh, I got you a Christmas present." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like I was not expecting that, and it's just it makes me so much more happier than like something that
More happier.
It makes me more happier than something that like new is coming. So yeah, like when it's a surprise.
Yes.
Oh, it's a candle. Thanks.
Thanks. Oh,
I
another
actually
candle.
I did get a candle as a surprise, and that was like, yeah, it was
What a
great.
surprise.
Everyone get Chuck candles for his birthday.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
so that's it for the first comment. Thank you, Andrew Guzev, for the comment. Here you go, Simon.
All right, cool. Next comment, Esther Kim. Cool. I checked out Simon's. Oh gosh, this one. I checked out Simon's SoundCloud today. I love the Russian one. Could you guys explain how you make songs?
Oh, so this is for us.
First of all, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate the stuff on my SoundCloud. Someone other than me appreciates the stuff on my SoundCloud. How do you make songs? How do you make songs, Chuck?
Well, there's a program on my computer called GarageBand, and
Right.
basically, you just pick different sounds and different instruments, and then you can use the keyboard to put those sounds in the system. And then I just arrange everything, put it together, make the beat, and then I have my microphone and I record vocals over that, and that's how I make the song.
How do you get the inspiration, Chuck?
Inspiration.
How
Well,
do you get the divine inspiration to get
your muse?
the perfect
Yeah.
sounds?
well, I think pretty much most of my music is about love. So
Yeah,
when
there
I
you
fall in love with somebody or like feel attracted to them.
Teenager.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, so then that's where the inspiration comes from.
Woo!
Unless it's like Lil Chucky or like Firebeat, and I'm just
Because
Yeah.
we're all lonely high school men. Okay, I get inspiration from just like I would like hear music in like the store, or like I hear like, you know, just sounds out like in my environment. I'm like, you know what, that would be cool if it was a song, or like it'll just like some like chord progression like randomly come to me because I'm always thinking about music, and then I'll just like make it into like a rave hard boss track as
Yeah.
you do. What do you do, Moses? You're a more chill boy.
Yeah, mine is more chill and totally has vocals in it.
Totally.
Yeah.
You should sing because you can't
Yeah,
sing.
I should, but like
can't.
I don't have a good microphone. But I get my motivation at always 3 a.m. because that's where all of the motivation comes from.
Dude, the best music happens at 3 a.m.
Yeah, at 3 a.m. when you're like half awake, then you really want like a custom, like your own music so that you can fall asleep to. So you don't want to listen to like others' music that people make so that it helps you to sleep.
Yeah.
But you just make your own so that you can just sleep to it. Because like
Yeah.
I sleep to my own music like almost every single day. So
I'm like kind of the same but different because like I want to rave to my own music.
yeah,
But everyone else's rave music stuff.
I think I like spend so much time working on one song that by the time I actually release it, I'm
You
like
hate it?
so tired of it.
Yeah.
Because it's just like on my head on repeat, and like even when I'm like outside, I'm listening to it because I'm trying to like work out all the different bugs and things that I want to improve. So
Oh yeah. Y'all ever like friggin' you find a good song and you repeat it like a billion times and you hate it?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because it's too good, and then
It's too good.
yeah,
and then it just
And then you like stop. Please
Gets
just
old.
stop. Okay, that's that comment.
Okay, next comment
Last
by
comment.
Mary So. She says, "Not first. Thank you guys for making podcast. Enjoy it every time."
That's
Smiley
the
face.
second time you've been wholesome on here, Mary.
Yeah.
So
That's very a good comment from you because like we don't really get many like compliments. Usually we only get like first or like a question.
first.
Yeah, or a lot of questions usually. So it's good to see.
There's a lot of wholesome people in the comment section. Actually.
Yeah.
we really appreciate these supportive comments. Like it really does like brighten up my day. I just get a notification, somebody's like, "I love this," and it just warms my heart.
exactly.
Whenever you're like feeling down, like no one loves me, someone comments, and it's like, someone loves me.
So yeah, that's it for comment time.
And now the juicy part.
So instead of having a guest topic, we're doing something a little bit different.
A little bit.
We've got some questions for Miss Richmond and Miss Park.
They came from Instagram.
They came from Instagram.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. What was Hinkson like while you were a student?
Oh, that's a good question.
I feel like we were more like a family. I mean, it is like that now too.
But less.
But I felt like teachers and students were just like a huge family, and I really enjoyed that atmosphere.
Such a wholesome answer. I just want big family.
Yeah.
Did you have like a least favorite subject in school?
Least.
Favorite or least favorite or like?
Oh, my favorite subject was enrichment, choir.
I mean, yeah.
Fire.
Choir A.
I loved choir. I love music. And then my least favorite, I think, was chemistry.
That's correct. That's correct.
Correct.
That's
answer.
correct.
Correct answer.
You passed.
Of all the sciences, chemistry was my favorite.
Oh,
Favorite?
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Why? Wait. Why?
Because it's math in disguise.
Okay.
Oh, it is.
It's kind of
Yeah, it
but
is.
also kind of not.
And it's also just really interesting seeing how things went together.
And exploded.
That my teacher put sodium in water,
Yeah.
and
And went kaboom.
yeah,
Epic.
it's on fire. It's
Wow.
flammable when wet.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
I had a really cool chemistry
Flammable
teacher.
when wet.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
The stuff
Go,
in the
like
salt.
go online and look up sodium and water
What? That makes no sense.
because of the chemical makeup of it.
Fine, nerd.
I'm just jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I have kind of like a sub question. Did you ever think that you would like become the teacher of the choir?
No.
Oh.
That's like,
Isn't
you're
that
just like
kinda
in
crazy?
enrichment, like, this is
It's
great.
crazy. Yeah, because I'm not like musically trained to teach.
Dude, we're not trained either.
Yeah.
You have a nice voice though. So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
That's all you need.
Thanks. Yeah, I think enrichment choir was like one of the highlights of my school life.
It's the highlight of my school life, Miss Park.
Yeah. Oh.
It's the highlight of our school life, too, Miss Park.
Yes.
Yeah, that's also my
Oh,
favorite
because
subject.
it's-
So
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's so sweet. Yeah, and what else? I like CCGs.
Oh, dude. Back in the day, dude.
Yeah.
Back in the day, CCG was just the gold time.
Yeah.
It was
Back
the gold
in
time.
wait, so what changed?
Well, now it's like
Well,
more
there's
like,
no Mr. Moreland.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
been changed. There's
Yeah,
no
that
Mr.
was
Moore.
changed.
Now there's less land.
Like,
Oh my goodness.
alright, stop cutting the episode short.
Sorry.
Cut that out. That was
yeah.
a fantastic time.
I really enjoyed like talking about like personal struggles with our teachers, and
Oh, yeah.
it was very comforting, and yeah.
Alright.
Like a family.
Yeah, like a family.
Family.
Like a family. So awesome.
Yeah. Okay, Miss Richmond.
Alright, cool.
What would you miss if you had to leave Hinkson?
Oh,
Everything.
Aw.
It's a family.
I think because she's not gonna leave Hinkson.
It's super hard to think of because I'm basically a staple of Hinkson at the moment. I will not that I'm holding it together, but
but like you're a veteran.
So much. I love the chill atmosphere.
Vibes.
Like this is my third school that I have taught at. And the first two schools were very different in how it was run. The first school, I had no accountability, and it was my first year teaching.
Ooh.
And it's like, I could literally do anything, and nobody would know any different. So I like the balance between people keeping me accountable, but also having freedom. Like, if I were at a public school in America, you have to follow very strict curriculum.
You don't get freedom.
So I have a lot more freedom here, and so... The close-knitness, because if I had to leave Hinkson for some reason, assuming that I was still in Moscow, I would probably, like, don't tell anybody, go to, AAS or something. Just so I could stay in Moscow, because I love Russia.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that would be such a hugely different atmosphere in so many ways.
AAS, yeah.
Just, like, the how students would be, how big it is.
It's like the opposite of Hinkson, dude.
Yeah.
Literally.
I've actually never been there.
You've never been to AAS?
I have not.
It's enormous, bro. It's a palace.
It is.
Okay.
Next
Next
question.
I wonder who wrote that.
Okay, why have you abandoned us? I think I know.
Do you know who it is?
I think it's Tim.
That's right. It is.
I was going to say it's Tim because every time she walks through my classroom and Tim's in my classroom, he just goes, Nespar, why have you abandoned us? After like the 15th time, I'm like, what did you do to them?
That's Tim's favorite.
What did you do to Tim?
You toasted scar
It's not her fault.
Yeah, it's not that I don't love the 10th graders, but why are you laughing?
No,
Moses?
nothing.
I love the 10th graders. I love them, but I can't.
They are a really good class.
Yeah. I can't teach more than 4 classes. I just don't have that time. So I teach 7th, 8th, 9th, and 11th. So
Yeah, dude.
Skip that
Just
one
skip
That one class
One class.
with much love and affection.
I don't know how it happened, but I ended up
Wait, did
teaching
you choose what class you teaches? What class you teach?
7th, 8th, 9th.
No, but like, did you
11th.
choose those?
Well, I was asked to choose between 11th and 12th, and I said I'll teach 11th.
Okay.
Yeah, 10th grade was not an option.
So see, Tim, she didn't abandon you.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
you, and I miss you guys. But I'll see you guys next year, so...
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
You will not be abandoned for long, Tim. It's okay. It's alright.
Yeah,
Until
okay.
you get to 12th grade.
Oh.
The other year.
It feels so weird because I've seen them like since middle school, and then I don't teach them in 10th and 12th grade. So it's like I feel close to them, but they're so far away when they're in 12th grade.
That's so deep.
But it's like I want to approach them and I want to talk to them, but it feels far away. It's awkward, but at the same time, like I feel like, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. Okay, Miss Richmond.
Is there anything worse than abstract algebra?
Abstract.
Given the math classes that I've taken, no, absolutely not. It is the worst subject.
ranted so many
I
times.
hate abstract
I like
algebra.
when I was in your pre-com, you just kept ranting about how abstract algebra
Yeah.
is the worst.
Anytime it came up, I'm just like, bad memories. The only reason I passed that class in college, I think, is because we had an adjunct professor, and this was first semester there.
Lol.
And it was the only class he taught, and I don't think he wanted to fail anybody.
Oh.
Nice.
But, yeah, there were 3 classes, linear algebra, discrete mathematics, and abstract algebra. And you're
Discrete.
supposed to take them in that order. But we had such a small school that you had to take them when they were offered. And so I actually ended up taking it in the opposite order. So I took abstract algebra first, and then discrete, and then linear algebra. And it was hard to begin with, but taking it younger and with the upperclassmen, that was rough. But they also struggled with it, so that made me feel a little bit better. But
Okay.
I think I got a B.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure I deserved enough. Because it was,
Pretty sure
it's
everyone's-
abstract. I mean, algebra is already abstract. This is specifically abstract algebra. I really couldn't tell you anything about the class because it was so.
You told us a few things that don't make sense.
I-
You can freak out.
Gosh, I don't remember anything. 1-to-1 and onto, and then abelian. Those are the only words I remember from this class. Abelian is it basically means commutative.
Okay.
Oh, but say it again. In
But
Brazilian.
it's specific to that type of math.
Wait, Beelian?
Abelian. It's named after a guy whose last name was Abel. So it's Abelian.
Oh.
But it's the same thing as commutative.
Basically.
So
But, I mean, technically it's different, but I couldn't tell you what the difference is because I should have failed that class.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone should fail that class.
But discrete math was one of my favorite classes.
What is discrete? You just like
So, yeah,
secretly being nerds?
you mentioned it. So,
Discrete.
so it's not like, shh, we're doing math over here.
we don't want anyone to know we're nerds.
So I actually really like the word discrete because people spell it wrong all the time. So
yeah.
there's
You say that.
DISCREET, which is quiet, and then there's DISCRETE,
Yeah.
which is what the math class is. And
Right.
people spell it wrong all the time, but because it's a word, spell check doesn't catch it.
And then you laugh at them every time.
And so I laugh anytime people spell it wrong. But discrete math, ETE, is like countable. You can count things in it. So when I got to the class, my professor said, do you guys even know what this class is? And we're like, no. 6 of us, like, we don't know what do you do in discrete math. He's like, well, you learn to count. I'm like, glad we're having a college class on how to count.
Yeah.
But it's like counting really hard things. Like if the classic discrete math problem is called a donut problem, and you walk into a donut shop and you want a dozen donuts, and you have to figure out how many different ways you can get a dozen donuts. So you have these 4 different flavors. How many different ways can you have it? Okay, now there's 7 flavors. How many different dozens can you get? Okay, there's 6 flavors, but this one only has 4 available. You can't get a whole dozen of these. So it was actually really fun.
My brain hurts already.
It was definitely one of my favorites. It's counting really hard things to count.
Meanwhile, most just like, just give me all the donuts.
Yeah,
Just give me all the donuts.
I have 10 fingers and that's enough.
And toes.
Yeah. Yeah, 20.
Wow, good job, Moses. That was good math.
That was quick math.
Okay.
Anyway, epic math nerd. Yes.
What is your favorite thing about Hinkson and why? I love Hinkson because it's first Christ-centered. It's multicultural.
Oh, yeah.
It's loving.
Love it.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I feel free and comfortable when I'm at Hinkson. And I used to have really low self-esteem.
Used
but
to?
Yes. I mean, I kind of still do, but students and teachers, they're very caring and loving, and
That's great.
yeah, and students come, they just say, I love you, and it's like, wow.
It's like a family.
And then even like teachers and staff, like whenever I make mistakes, they're very forgiving and understanding.
Yeah, because you're allowed to make
So-
mistakes. It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, they don't judge you.
Yeah.
And maybe they do secretly, but
I don't judge you.
oh, thanks.
They don't, because everyone makes mistakes. They make mistakes too.
Especially with this part. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
we love her.
Yeah.
We would never
Fine.
judge you.
Yeah.
Specifically, some other teacher
Okay.
would judge, but not you.
Come on.
Yeah, and like Miss Richmond said, we're free to make choices, and yeah, that atmosphere again, that family atmosphere. Yeah.
I like that, yeah, working with other nationalities as co-workers, that's
Right.
really fun.
That's neat.
Really interesting, and like walking up into the staff lounge and hearing, you don't know what language you're going to hear there.
Russian, Korean? Who knows?
Yeah, Russian or Korean. Is it two Koreans speaking Russian or a Russian sitting there learning Korean? That was just happening a couple of times. And there's something else I was just thinking about. What do I like about Hinkson?
It's like
It's like a family.
family.
Is that the meme of the episode?
Yeah. I mean, if I was in the States, I would not be doing this right now.
Right. No.
I love that I can hang out with my students in certain.
Yeah, you're on a student-ran podcast.
Yeah.
Well, how's that going to happen in America? It's not.
Yeah. That's true.
So I love that I can get to know my students and not be like worried about a lawsuit or something.
Yeah, right? That's real though.
Yeah.
That's real though.
Yeah.
So yeah, being trained to teach in the States and like keeping boundaries and stuff. So like I have middle schoolers friend me on Facebook all the time, and I'm sorry if you've done that. I automatically will delete your request just because I've been ingrained. Like it's been ingrained in me that you don't friend kids on Facebook. So like I used to not do anybody that was my student, and then I'm like, okay, if they're over 18 or like I had these things, but once I got to Hinkson, I'm like, okay, high schoolers. So once you're in 9th grade, you can friend me on Facebook.
You've earned the honor of friending the
But yeah, if you're in 8th grade or below, I don't do that. But even that's just friending your kids on Facebook is something you shouldn't do in the States. And so I love that.
It's so weird.
Wow.
Yeah, you just want to be so careful with everything you do. So I love that I don't have to worry about that here because I probably know your parents and they're like, oh yeah, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah. It's so weird that American teachers are so distant from their students all the time. And it's like, that's not what you want.
I think Miss Johnson mentioned that as well because she
Yeah.
was a guest and she was talking about how like in American schools it's just like incredibly distant and you can't really have any relationship with your students.
Right. Students got a problem, too bad. Deal with it.
I did some student teaching in the States, and the teachers do what they can, but yeah, they always have those restrictions.
Yeah. That's the worst problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite pizza topping?
What's the food that...
Yeah.
That's so random.
Why?
If you say pineapple here, like we're gonna have to edit it out.
When I was in 4th grade, Hawaiian pizza was like the thing. Everybody loved it. It was the ham and pineapple, and you always had to order that. For me, it's nostalgic. I wouldn't choose it necessarily, but I do like it. It's not my favorite though. I think I'm pretty traditional. I love pepperoni.
Who doesn't?
Pizza.
Everyone loves pepperoni.
It is good.
Yes.
As far as like more fancy things, I do like Papa John's has the chicken garlic ranch. I really like that one.
All right, your turn, Spark.
Favorite pizza topping?
Is cheese a topping?
There's 4 cheese. I like 4 cheese.
4 cheese.
You ever had 4 cheese?
I just like plain
You just like plain cheese? Well, then fine.
Wow.
So
those people.
no topping, basically.
Well, then, no, the cheese is the topping.
You can have a cheeseless pizza. They're,
cheeseless pizza. Just
right.
tomato
It's just
Like just the bread.
Yeah.
Miss Sparks is simple
for
person.
people that are lactose intolerant and
Yeah.
they couldn't have access
No,
to
what you
other
do is
cheese.
nutritional yeast like a vegetarian.
Yeah. Exactly.
They have vegan cheese, right?
Yeah, that's nutritional yeast. It tastes like cheese, and it's like yeast. That's the vegan version of pizza. I've had that. It's not that bad, but it's not pizza.
It's not
It's
pizza.
not pizza. Anyway, favorite pizza topping, Charlie.
Well, pepperoni.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm a
Correct
simple man.
answer.
It's a boring like answer, but yeah, just
Okay,
pepperoni. It's great.
it's the correct answer.
I do think I prefer just like plain cheese though. So
There you go.
Okay.
yeah.
Fine. I'm like, I like cheese, but I like more cheese, so I like 4 cheese, because 4 cheese is like cheese, but like more of it, you know? Like,
Oh, a lot of cheese.
additional cheese. Because they have like the
cheese stuffed crust.
they have the blue cheese, and the blue cheese is super salty and good. I don't know. Do you like blue cheese? I love blue cheese.
It's
It's
pretty
like
good.
cheese that's sad.
It's
Come on.
it's cheese that's like molded, I think,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah,
tastes
yeah, yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Moses.
I have the correct answer because in the because okay, but like in Pizza Hut, they sell BBQ pizza topping, and it's the correct topping. It's just is, and it's just so fantastic. I'm not sure if any one of you had it
Barbecue.
because barbecue like
I had
the-
barbecue pizza.
Wait, isn't it
Pizza.
just chicken and barbecue sauce?
Yeah, but like
I used to be my favorite, but I had it so much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you tried it
Yeah.
because it's so good. Like
But my roommates and I would order.
you can never get tired of it.
I
Honestly.
did.
Okay. But like it's
That's why the
just,
chicken
You're
was
wrong.
granted.
it's just
But it
good.
was really good back in the day.
Moses can't get tired of it.
I can't get tired of it. Yeah.
He just drinks barbecue sauce from a cup.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously. That's the correct answer.
There's no correct answer to pizza. Okay, if you like pineapple pizza,
Wait, what's wrong?
you know that's you're allowed
Yeah.
to do
What's
that.
wrong with Hawaiian?
Oh, nothing.
I
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
We'll just go be your friend. What?
No, I mean
you
I
declare?
like Hawaiian pizza. Like I don't know. I really don't
Look,
understand.
if the
what's wrong.
Italians are like stop, then you can stop.
Yeah.
Okay, next
Anyway, next question.
Okay, proudest moments in your teacher life.
Oh snap!
Ooh, okay, I think the most rewarding time is when you see students change, when they have very negative attitude, and then later you see them change, like their attitude change. Like it's
Like, oh wow, I really love this class now.
No, it's not just that.
Like,
just like, you know, attitude. Yeah, just not about just class, but
or in general, like
life.
you know, a better
in
person.
general. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's like watching them mature.
Yes. Like, I start teaching them in 6th or 7th grade, and I see them graduate. It's like, wow. Like, I see them grow and mature. It's like, I sit and then watch them graduate. I always cry because it's like so touching and heartwarming, and I just see their life. It's like black and white silent movie, and then they're all sitting with their graduation gowns and caps, and I'm just like, oh, wow.
Dude, that was you at one point too. That was you at one point. You had to do that.
Yes.
And then someone got to cry for you, dude.
Yeah. I actually several teachers cried.
What?
That's weird to like, oh yeah, someone would have been like really proud of me when I graduated.
That's weird to think about.
Sometimes I forget what it's like to be a high schooler.
Yeah, and also when I get letters from students, handwritten letters, and they just thank you, and yeah, it's really,
Dude, that's
special when I get letters from students. And I always collect. I have a special box, and then it's where I collect all my student letters. And
oh my gosh.
It's like I want to cry. It's like tears
You already
of
want to cry
happiness.
right now.
So yeah, okay, that's Richmond.
Yeah, to elaborate on what was said already, my first couple of years of the first 2 years I taught at different schools, and so I didn't really know my kids very well. It was just that 1 year that I taught them, and then in my first year at Hinkson, I didn't teach any of the seniors that had graduated. I taught one that left partway through, so I didn't teach any seniors. My pre-calc class was entirely juniors. But the following year, I had taught every single one of the seniors, and that's been true ever since then. So for the past, this is my 7th year at Hinkson, so the past 5 years, I've taught every single one of the seniors. And it's fun because there was one class, it was my first class I saw go all the way through high school. And that was the class I got closest to crying to at graduation, but didn't quite. And then this class, oh my gosh. Simon, your class.
Yeah. You've been with us since 6th grade.
I have been with you guys since 6th grade. Your 6th grade year was my first year here, and I already know because not only are you my first class to go through all of secondary, but you're also my homeroom class. I am definitely going to cry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's going to hurt.
So, there was one class I almost cried. I did cry tears of happiness.
Oh, I see.
What happened?
I was happy to see them graduate.
Oh, yeah. This is the tier question. Good job.
Yeah, that class. No, I'm just laughing about that because I loved every individual, but I didn't like them as a class.
Lol.
So I was just really glad to see them gone. But again, I want to stress that I loved every single person in that class. But I did not love them as a class. They were so frustrating to teach.
Honesty.
But yeah, I've never actually had a student that I don't like you.
Oh,
really?
So
that's actually.
I've had a couple kids that it's like I really struggle to love you, but I've never had a kid that I don't love.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
One of my proudest moments, I would say, is there was one kid at graduation who had worked his butt off in the last quarter of school in order to get an A in math class, and I didn't think much of it. But then he showed me his mom. He hey, Mr. Richmond, this is my mom. Oh, hi. And she's like, thank you for helping my son. He got an A in math. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. He worked his butt off. And then she just looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, I know. She just wasn't used to him working his butt off. And he did. And so all of a sudden it just got me in the feels. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're right.
Just that one
and that was one of the kids I'd seen over a lot of years. And it's like, oh, you're right. I've seen him transform from very, very lazy to working his butt off in order to pull off an A in his last quarter of math.
That's a huge
Wow.
deal.
Yeah. Someone who struggled with math to begin with, too.
Yeah.
So that's one of my proudest moments.
That's amazing.
That's a good moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about teaching at Hinkson?
Ooh, favorite part.
Scanning brain.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had a different iteration of this question.
What would you miss if you left Hinkson? What's your favorite thing about Hinkson? What's your favorite about teaching at Hinkson?
Dude, our Instagram viewers are so creative.
What we've already said.
Say it, Moses.
It's just like a film.
There you
Well,
go.
I think I can add one more thing. It's
Oh, snap.
seeing students who are talented, just seeing their talents every day. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
You have students who come into your classroom and play the piano and sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who that would be.
Interesting.
It's like you work and then you get to listen to this awesome music. And
Yeah, I don't have a piano in my room.
Everyone's to have a piano in the room so that the talented students can like
Yeah.
Serenade us.
themselves.
or like students coming during their study hall and they just come in this, oh, can we just sing and practice our choir songs or Bella Nota songs? I'm like, yeah, sure. And
Oh wow, these students
students
sound
are
really cool.
so passionate and you know, it's like wow. Yeah. And
I really love it when students just come by and chat.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that too,
But I
yes.
feel like all the ones that do that regularly have all graduated. So if you guys just like want us to come by and chat, come by and
I feel like
chat.
people don't do that as much because they feel like you're busy.
Yeah, people think I'm busy all the time.
Yeah.
They also say like, oh, she's my math teacher. Like I don't know what to talk
You're talking about like algebra. I'm like, ugh.
like, hey, there's a student that I didn't teach. Our only communication with each other was like bad math jokes. So
I mean, it's all you need to do.
yeah,
That's all you need.
yeah. I miss that when people come and see
Yeah, I
me.
love it when students come into your classroom and then just start chatting for like 2 hours.
You hear that, viewers?
I'm
Like
glad.
you don't even have to go out of your way to get to my
Oh, yeah.
classroom.
Yeah.
Like, you probably walk through
It's
it
the
7
middle
times.
of everything.
I hate having an alcoholic classroom.
I'm glad that it's not like annoying because
Yeah.
sometimes like I would just want to play the piano. I'm like I don't know, like it's probably just too much.
we
by
feel
this
like we're
point.
annoying this part
Yeah.
with our piano
Yeah.
every time. Okay,
Yeah,
viewers.
people like think that they're annoying me by asking like math questions. Even that drives me nuts because I'm like I love like one-on-one teaching. Like if I could have individual math classes one-on-one, I would do that over the teaching a class. Say you're not annoying me. I prefer it.
Focused
Please come
nerdery.
see me.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be about math. Come chat about anything.
Yeah.
I remember my sister Rebecca, she asked you an SAT math question, I think, and then you solved it for her, and then there was this A4 and it was like packed with numbers, and then she like displayed it. So I was like, what is this? And it's like, oh yeah, Miss Richmond helped me solve this problem. I'm like, ooh, it's cool. Like, do you have to like see it every day?
Frame that crap.
Frame it.
I saw somebody. I think it was like Mara Karnbaugh had like the unit circle up on her wall.
Hold on, wait.
I saw like she had a hangout and all of her friends were there and there was a picture and I'm like in the background I'm like, is that a unit circle? She's like, yeah, I have it up on the wall.
Unit
think
circle
it was
on the
Mara.
wall. Like trying hard with that game. Who can unit circle the fastest?
My class sister loves it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's always a divide. People usually love or hate that game.
Dude,
It's still a divide this year, but most of them would.
that game was lit. Everyone in my class was slow.
Come to
Alright.
free calc and find out what we're talking about.
Charlie, you're pre-calc.
All right, well I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming.
That was
Thank you
yeah,
for being on the
Great
show.
first episode of season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, season 2.
Don't forget, the guest list is reset, so even if you've been here before, you can come again. We'll be happy to see you.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And if you want to be a guest, just hit us up.
Yeah.
Like, we'll hit me or Moses or Chuck. We'll hit you up. We'll make it happen. Also, we need to get to 100 subs for Junha. I've said it like a billion
Yes.
times, but he said it in September that he would be on if he had 100 subs. I'm holding it on to that
Yeah.
promise because it's going to happen. Okay, yeah, that's it.
All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye.